And I remember at the time when the Plymouth Argyle owner Simon Hallet joined us, you were amazed at some of the reasoning behind the appointment of Wayne Rooney at that particular time. I think it was last year. It was way back last year when Hallet joined us. This is what he said on that occasion.
Clearly, results were poor, and results were particularly poor at Birmingham over the course of 15 games, which is probably not long enough to be statistically significant. The underlying data at Birmingham was also poor, but we know that there were circumstances that made it difficult for Wayne. There are also circumstances that made it difficult at Derby. Most obviously that the place was in administration. And Wayne ended up, I think, having to do more than just coach at Derby. So at Derby, though, he still managed to improve the defence. At DC United, again, limited number of games, but DC United's attack was strengthened. DC United's defence was also more modestly, but strengthened. The underlying performances before the manager arrives and afterwards. And, that means looking at things other than just wins and losses.
Now, at the time, I was looking at the YouTube coverage of that a moment ago. You raised an eyebrow. You were flabbergasted at his reasoning.
Well, I think I actually said to you and to him, I thought that was ridiculous. A ridiculous set of observations. Because you do have to factor into the focus of the things that people have done in the past and the results that they've achieved. And if you've got 150, 160 games across a variety of different environments, and you've got a win rate which is very low, then you have to factor that. Of course, the interview and the circumstances play into it. But to exclude that, which is what Simon was doing at the time, I thought was ludicrous, and I said it to him. Now, going forward...
And now 7 months later, they've agreed to part ways.
Yeah. I mean, look, there was periods of time during this season where Wayne appeared to be getting things right. And we commended him on this show because he has this theory that ultimately that I've got some witch hunt against him, which I don't. I don't think he merited the Birmingham job. I don't think that's unfair to say. I think the Liam Rosenior was a key component of why they had some modicum of success at Derby. And I don't think he did anything at DC United of any substance. But that doesn't mean that you don't commend someone for the endeavour. But I also think is a lacking on Plymouth. If you're going to bring Wayne Rooney into that environment, let's have some thinking, some joined-up thinking as to why you're going to do it, what the squad of players you've got, what the backroom staff looks like, and what the capability in the boardroom is. And when I heard the owner, with due respect, having been one, successful and unsuccessful at times, I look at it and I walked away from that conversation and I thought, what childish thinking. You're going to have a challenge here. So here we are. It's very easy to be right when you're negative, right? Because if you're negative and you're wrong, people forget about it and they go, well, actually, the upside is the upside. But if you're negative and you're right, and I was right in the first place, I didn't want Wayne Rooney to be unsuccessful. I think there's a school of thought that says he should be praised for wanting to be involved in football. I'm not in that camp. If that's what you want to do, you don't get praised for it. Just go and bloody do it and do it well. Now, he chooses environments, and I think if you look at it and look around, I think Neil Jusnit was influential in getting him the job, who was an academy director or academy guy at Everton that was part of the recruitment process that brought him into Plymouth. I think the recruitment process at Plymouth during the summer and previous summers has been poor, some of the players they've bought. So the tools that Wayne had, the backroom staff, he might be able to second Mike Phelan in recently. But I think that the thinking behind bringing a manager in, that's Wayne Rooney. You did not give this job to somebody because they weren't Wayne Rooney. You gave them that job because they were Wayne Rooney. A novice manager that had 3 hits at it, at DC, at Birmingham and at Derby, would not have been given a job at Plymouth.
Yeah, but he obviously saw something in him. And
what did he see?
But
the ends justifies the means, Martin.
Yeah, but he sat down, he interviewed him. I don't think you can question his love of the game, Wayne Rooney.
No, no one's questioning that.
Look, he has all the wealth and riches that anybody could have or want.
We can all be enthusiastic fools,
and he still
Martin.
wants to go, doesn't he? Whatever it is, 6-7 hours from home to work and to be successful in the game of football. He went to the States. He had the difficult situation at Derby. It all went wrong for him at Birmingham. That was a great opportunity for him. And whether this is the last chance saloon, I don't really know.
Do you think
I just hope that. Well, I don't know how many more opportunities.
Under him, Plymouth won 4 of 23 league matches.
It seems as if he can't live his life without football, and that's worrying. That's worrying. It's about maybe getting
I think if you
Wayne
bring
right
Wayne,
now.
I think I put the blame firmly in the boardroom. If I was going to make the appointment with Wayne Rooney, I would make sure that I had experienced, resourceful, underpinning staff behind him.
Mike Phelan
to
did
be able
come
to
in, though,
support him.
didn't he? Was that very late, Mike
Very
Phelan?
late. But the point is that I get to hear things about culture and outlooks and dispositions and the way that people live their lives and what they do when they're sitting in Marbella and things of that nature. And none of these things strike a chord with me as someone that really is committed to the lifestyle of being a modern day manager.
Okay.
With due respect.
We'll see if he's back, and we'll see when.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.